Squint your eyes and look closer. I'm not between you and your ambition. I am a poster girl with no poster. I am 32 flavors and then some.
Flexibility is a very important component in getting fit, but you may have some mobility issues right now for one reason or another. One of the best ways to start getting flexible is using chair yoga. My physical therapist gave me some really amazing exercises to help with getting strength and flexibility and some looseness in the muscles, because if we're in a lot of pain, especially if you have a chronic condition, our bodies seem to react as a defense mechanism is to tighten our muscles. So then unfortunately we get a lot more pain. So in this video, I'm going to show you a few chair exercises that you can do seated. And in this example, I'm going to do them sitting at a park bench or a picnic table at a park in Tallahassee. Or you can also do them at home on a chair. If you're using a chair, make sure you pick a chair without arms. Or if you're in your wheelchair, take your arms out, because you're going to be moving your arms a lot in this exercise and you're going to need a little bit of room for that. So the first part of this video, I'm going to show you the moves one by one along with modification. Then the second part will be an actual workout, which will actually put a flow with all the moves together. So hope you enjoy this. See you soon. The first thing I'm going to show you before we begin any of the moves is abdominal breathing. In my routine, I start out with 5 abdominal breaths and then I close with 5 abdominal breaths. Abdominal breathing helps release all the stress in the world, but it also helps with effective fat burning. So what I'm going to show you with the abdominal breath, now one of the tricks that you can do, really the nutshell, is you're going to take a very deep breath, but you want it to come from your abdomen. And the best way you know it's coming from your abdomen is your belly starts getting big. And one of the tricks to make sure that you're doing it, especially as you're beginning, is to have your hand on your belly and make sure you feel your belly going in and out as you do the breathing. So you're going to breathe in very deeply through your nose and make sure that your belly is coming from your belly by feeling on your hand that your belly is coming out. Then you're going to breathe out through your mouth, and again keep your hand on your belly as you're starting out to feel all that coming out from the belly. So let me do one for you. That's an abdominal breath. As you get stronger and as you get used to it, you don't need to put your hand on your belly, but as you're starting, it's a good tool to use to make sure that you're doing it correctly. First move I'm going to show you is the forward bend. And as you're doing it, I'm going to tell you how to do it along with the type of breathing you should be doing. And I'll also show you some modification. The first thing that you want to do is you want to put your legs about shoulder width apart, or if you're in your chair width apart, because you want to have them slightly open, because the ultimate goal is to stretch forward and go all the way down. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to push your arms forward. You should feel the move. Feel it in your back, feel it in your arms as you're pushing forward. As you're pushing forward, you're going to be breathing in. So let me show you first. So once your arms are out, you're going to breathe out and go and bend forward all the way down to the ground. That's your ultimate goal. So let me show you. If you can't go all the way down to the ground, the modification is go down as far as you can. Again, the idea behind fitness is not being able to climb the mountain on the first go. It's to try to build your strength and go little by little until you can finally climb that mountain. And the best way to do it is modify, modify, modify. So the modification to the forward bend is if you can't bend all the way forward, bend as far as you can. So let me show you an example. So if you have your arms out, if this is as far as you can go, so be it. As you're bending forward, and if you're not all the way down, try to keep your head in line. I'm just looking up because of the camera, but bend as far as you can go. And that still works. It's still an effective workout. So let's go back and show you the final move. So after you're down, you're going to come up for a count of 8 and breathe in. So let me show you the whole move all the way through. So as you notice, when you're down on the ground or however far you are, you hold for a count of 8 to get the stretch. So that is the forward bend. So the next move is the spinal twist. Have your feet still about shoulder width apart or chair width apart, depending on how you're doing these. You're going to have your arms out. Then what you're going to do is, as you're twisting to the side, you're going to breathe in. Once you twist to the side, you want to take, so for example, my example, I'm twisting to the left. You want to take your left arm and twist it as far back as you can. Now, if you're in a chair, put your arm over the chair back. But if not, you're on a little stool or a bench like me, try to move your arms back as far as you can. Then to add intensity to the stretch, if you're twisting to the left, you're going to take your right hand and you're going to put it on the outside of your leg and use it to help pull the stretch. The modification is, if you can't go that far, just go as far as you can. So if you can't go all the way back, just go sideways, or if you're not ready to intensify the stretch, just keep your hand on your leg without using it to push. So what you're going to do is, as you're twisting, you're going to breathe in and twist to the left. Then you're going to get into position for a count of 4 as you're breathing out. Then you're going to breathe normally and hold this position for a count of 8. Then after you're done, come up with a count of 4, breathe in, breathe out as you go back to the center. And you're going to repeat that move on the opposite leg. So I'm going to demonstrate the whole move on both sides. So watch. The next move is the side stretch. When you're in position, you're going to breathe in as you go down into position. And to go into position, just say you're going to, for this example, I'm going to go to the right. You're going to lift your left arm in the air as far as it can go and stretch it as if somebody's pulling your hand. And while you're doing that, you're going to pull your right hand down as far as it'll go and use your leg as support and just twist. So if can't do that, it's a little bit difficult. The modification is to go as far as you can to go down. You don't have to go all the way down at first, but as you get your strength, go down further and further. So how this is going to be doing is, for the 8 count, is when you're getting in position, you're breathing in, then you breathe out and start breathing normally and hold the position for a count of 8. Then breathe as you come up, and then repeat on the opposite side. So let me demonstrate this for you. And that's the side stretch. The next move is the knee squeeze. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging, but once you get to do it, it's going to give you a lot of strength and flexibility. If you need to, this is what you build. You can build up to this. So what you're going to do is, as you're bringing your knee up, you want to bring your knee up and put your heel onto the edge of the chair or the bench. Use your arms for support to hold the knee. Then once you get in position, you're going to bend over and stretch your back. So this is stretching your back and your leg at the same time. So you're breathing in as you get into position. And once you're in position for a count, hold for a count of 8 and breathe normally. If that is too tough for you, just do a slight knee lift and use your arms as support and just sit like this. Or if you can bring your leg all the way up and then this is too tough for you, just sit up straight and use your hand and hold your legs. So let me show you, and then you're going to do the same thing for the opposite leg. So let me show you the whole move together. Woo. And that's the knee stretch. To bring it all home now, we have the sun pose. The sun pose is very similar to the forward stretch that we did a little bit earlier, but it's a good way to just bring it on home. So the first thing you're going to do for a count of 8 is you're going to bring your arms up in the air. And as you're doing it, just pretend that somebody is pulling your hands and pulling them high up. Then once your arms are up for a count of 8, you're going to bring it down all the way to the ground. Then once you're on the ground, you're going to hold for a count of 8, and then you're going to come back up to the same position. So you're breathing in, up, breathing out when you go down, breathe normally as you're in the ground, then breathe coming back up into position. The modification for this is don't go all the way down to the ground. You go as far as you can go and then hold the position for as far as you can go. So let me show you the whole move. And that's the sun pose.
since they come out 32 flavors and then some. Looking for truth, and there is none.